Yeah, live from the Enterprise. Episode 182. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say,
That's
whoa.
actually episode 82. That'd be wild if we were doing it for that long. But yeah, first podcast in my parents' basement since this whole apocalypse happened.
We moved back in.
Yeah, we did. And I'm actually about to get a haircut Thursday. So in case people are watching this video wondering why I look the way I look, it's because I haven't had anyone to cut my hair.
And if they're wondering why I look the way I look, it's by choice. By design.
It's a good look, man.
Same hair. Blue hair, don't care. Wash out tonight.
Why blue?
Oh, I thought it was silver.
I had blue and red, and I sent a snap to people. I was like, blue or red? And majority said blue.
Red would be, I don't know. Fire red on your, like, how red are we talking?
It would fit him. It would
Yeah.
fit, like, his
What are
personality.
you saying? I don't have a soul?
No.
Is that
I'm
reference
saying,
to
like,
Copper Cat,
I was
sir?
saying more so like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like Goku. God,
like
God
God
mode.
Come on.
Yeah.
We all know Vegeta's the best at Dragon Ball.
Vegeta?
I stand with that.
Are you? I don't know if you're a comics guy, but if anyone's reading the comic right now, it's Vegeta's turn. This is about to be the Vegeta arc.
I know. I heard about that. Yeah, he learned instant transmission.
Yeah.
He's about to.
It took him about 20 years.
I feel like now Dragon Ball is just so old that whatever fan service thing people want, they're just gonna do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want a Vegeta arc? It's here. You know.
Take it.
About time.
Yeah, but we're joined by Brian, a physical trainer,
What's up, guys?
keeping people fit during this apocalypse. You said you had like more work than ever now. Is that because people hit you up online?
Yeah. So I worked at a gym for about 6 months. The last gym job I had, and wasn't really wasn't working out between me and the owner. We just had different like philosophical differences.
Yeah.
On training and our approach to it. So I left, started managing at the bar, and then when COVID hit, everyone was coming to me asking for questions, and he's like, look, as long as you're staying hygienic, you don't have any symptoms, I have a gym in my basement, more than happy to train you.
Oh, so you brought people over?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll make them take their temperature before, hand sanitize before and after. I bought like an industrial size pack of sanitary wipes, wipe down all the equipment afterwards.
That's sick.
And then on once a weekend I do live workouts, and then I did a couple with I did a live workout with Gymshark, Fuel Hunt, did a collab with my friend. So just been busy, keeping busy. It's been good. Haven't been sitting around just eating everything I can. Gotta keep it up,
Right.
You mean like to keep up your size? Like, what do you mean eating everything you can?
Like instead of like I'm staying active and like staying strict on my diet, so I can still like have the look instead of just like what I wanted to do is just sit inside and play video games all day.
Right.
Well, that's what everyone's been doing. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing that. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
So many people are gonna like come out of this just like fatter. Do you think, or do you think it's just gonna be?
I think it's gonna be both ends of the spectrum.
100%.
Because I know a lot of people that I've worked with and stuff that are now fitness professionals that just because they like watched like a Jane Fonda workout, they think they can do. They have like their own fitness Instagram page.
Right.
And then I tell them like, listen, if you ever need help, I'll help. But don't.
Isn't it weird how COVID, like the loss of jobs and everything, but a lot of people in certain avenues made a lot more money.
Yeah.
During these past 3 months than like traditional ways of how they were earning money.
Yeah, definitely.
Like especially for like a lot of the fitness accounts that I've seen and I follow, it didn't stop for them. They're like, well, you can still work out from home.
Yeah, you can do anything from home.
We could still do a full workout, a nice little HIIT program. We could pop on the stream, watch me do it, and then you just do it alone.
Exactly, and that's what I do with all my workouts every week. When I do my virtual workouts, are all body weight. So there's no equipment. I always say if you have equipment, you can always add to it, make it harder. Like if you're doing lunges, hold some dumbbells or something. But I try to make it all body weight. That way, people that like I have like a few people that take it every single week. So now they know. They're like it's kind of like instilling in them in case something like this ever happens again. They're like, okay, well I know a formula for success.
Yeah. I did the same thing, man. I have a bunch of kettlebells in my room, so I was kind of ready to just like work out in my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't have an equipment or a gym near you, because in not a gym, I'm sorry, a park. Obviously, gyms are closed. But if there's like a park near you where you can do like pull-ups and stuff like that, like that's essential,
Money.
Yeah, and those recently just opened up, so you can finally get back out there and do pull-ups like in the sun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have nothing around you, man, it's a bummer. You gotta like fill up what is it, the water jugs, you fill them all the way up, and then you can put them on like a little, I don't know, like what is it, a broomstick?
Yeah,
There's
you
just
can put
different
them on a broomstick, anything. Just hold like a detergent bottle and do curls and stuff. And
Bro, who knew it was gonna come to this, man?
I honestly never saw a pandemic happen in a million years. And I gotta say, like, I don't think we handled it well at all to start.
Do you guys think it's gonna, like, the second wave that's been rumored?
Protests might cause it, man. I don't know what the science is on that.
I feel like if we don't go back into a lockdown after, like, the country, like, kind of went on these nationwide protests of tens of thousands of people, I'm gonna be confused. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't make sense anymore.
It doesn't. It does feel like a game because there's also a new study coming out that people that are asymptomatic, it's very rare that they actually can transmit the symptoms. I was reading a couple things last week, and that was like the big thing. It's like you don't know if you don't have symptoms but you're a carrier, you can still get people sick.
Right.
Apparently, no. Now is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like mono? Once you get it, you always have it, and you could give it to one person, but once that person gets it, they can't, like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things.
I think that's what they think it is. I think it's kind of going to be more like a flu. Like, you can become resistant to it, but there's going to be a different strain next time.
Right.
It's COVID season.
Right.
But I think a lockdown this long was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
It was fear. It was definitely brought on by fear and misinformation about
Yeah.
what this was.
100%.
Yeah, but
at the same time, it's I guess it's better to, you know, to do that. It could be in case of, like, let's say, you know, hindsight's 2020. Knock on wood. At the current moment, it still had, like, obviously it's been bad.
Yeah.
With the tragedies and the deaths that have occurred, but it could have been worse. Like, they thought it was gonna be like the Spanish flu. Luckily, so far, it hasn't turned out like the Spanish flu. So it's like, I guess it's good that, you know, some areas went on lockdown, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense for restaurants opening now. You have to sit outside. You can take your mask off at the table, but when your waiter comes, you have to put it back on.
Yeah.
It's like, we're just being, because the waiter's giving you the food, you're touching it.
Yeah.
We're just being ridiculous at this point. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
It really is. It is being ridiculous. And even, like, you see, like, people freak out. Like, I was getting an acai bowl earlier today, and my mask has, like, the filter in it, so it's harder to hear. So I go and, like, she's like, oh, are you picking up? And I take my mask off just so I can clearly say, and she, like, backed up, like, 5 feet. She's like, mask.
oh.
I'm like, come on, can we get over this already?
And it is hard to ask for stuff when you have the mask on.
Yeah,
I've had to
muffled,
repeat
bro.
myself.
So muffled.
You have to kind of yell. It's pretty crazy. But no, I've had stuff like that happen to me in Fairmount. There's a store, I'm not going to say which one, but they won't let people come in, obviously, and have to buy stuff. And I'm going up to the place, and they'll open the door, and they'll take the card with the gloves, and then they won't hand you the item that you buy, right? So they'll open the door and they'll just put it on the ground. You have to pick it up off the ground. And I remember when that happened, I was like, dude, we're gonna look back 10 years and laugh at that. We're not gonna laugh at people that died from Corona because that's sad.
At the toilet paper too.
We're gonna laugh at stuff like that, or the stuff that happened to you.
Yeah.
You know, you took the
And
mask
the
off,
toilet
people
paper.
freaked out, and
The toilet paper made no sense.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. Like, that just, you gonna poop more? Like, you're home more? You're gonna poop more? Like,
I think it's almost like a meme-y thing. You know, it's almost like an internet thing.
There was a meme that came out, and someone, like, did a mathematical equation and broke it down that, like, 4 rolls of toilet paper should last you, like, close to a month.
Yeah, unless you, like, all you do is poop.
Yeah.
right.
It's so crazy, man.
It was. I'll go through my phone. I'll send it to you guys later. But
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think the point of this is that if this was really bad, right? Say like it was something that was because I remember someone was telling me that the corona survival rate is 98%. It was pretty high, right?
Yeah.
So say it was something that was, I don't know. Let's be generous and say like 75%. Say if it was 75% survival rate, right? That'd be kind of bad, right? That'd be pretty bad. How would we deal with it? And I think that this was like the trial run for that. Like, how would we deal with something that's that severe?
It'd probably be handled like, remember a couple years ago when Ebola outbreak happened in like the U.S.?
Yeah.
You would have to handle like that. Find that individual, put them in a bunker. Put them in a bunker,
box.
Isolation, ride it out because and luckily,
Patient 0.
you know, it's not as bad as because Ebola's infectious rate is not that high because you can only get it through like blood, spit, like bodily fluids, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this one's like air, touch, like everyone's like, dude, infectivity of this thing's like 100%. Like you could just do nothing.
Exactly.
But like the fatality compared to like Ebola or something like that, Ebola's like 50-50. It's like you get it, hey, coin toss.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know how this is gonna turn out. But how they handled that, it's like, I guess that was like a good job. But like how this was handled, it was like delayed because they were like, oh, it's in China, it's not gonna make its way over here. Then they just start popping up like rapid fire, and then it just took everything a little slow. I don't even know what should have been done. Like it's such a weird thing.
No one does. That's the weird thing. I don't think anyone has an answer.
Like my sister's high school graduation was on Friday. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Like it was at parks. It was in cars. You had to be in your car. And then they get the kids up and walk to the front line. Then they told everyone else to stay in the car. You're not going to tell, like, dude, my mom was so excited that my sister was graduating. She's out the car blaring the horn. Like, everyone's parents are outside the cars.
Yeah.
No one's doing social distancing.
Yeah.
I didn't even take my mask. Forgot about it.
Yeah.
And, like, some of the teachers, like Miss Clemens, she was just like, get back in the cars, wear your mask. And I'm just like, dude, like, no, just let it be.
I think in the end, humanity just overcomes our
Bro,
fear
Sweden,
of that.
man, they didn't even go in lockdown. They were just like, it is what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoever survives, survives.
What was
Yeah.
the result? It was like,
They had a lot of people die, but at the same time, not as much as us.
come on, you can't just say that. To
No,
me.
of course, like, and it sucks. Like, it literally sucks, but, like, they didn't lock the country down. And,
Ugh.
like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
doing better than us, apparently. So
Yeah.
it's, like, it's weird.
My thing is, this is my verdict on this whole conversation. Whatever makes the other person feel comfortable. I'm not afraid of it anymore. Like,
Right.
for real. I'll walk around without a mask. I'll wash my hands, just to be hygienic. But I'll do whatever it takes to make the other person feel comfortable. If you
Right.
want me to stand a certain distance away from you, just say, I'll do it,
Right.
If you
Yeah.
want me to wear a mask before you go into a shop,
I'll
I
do
got
it.
it. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily believe I have to, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I went to Wawa, and you open the door with your hand, right? And it's just like... well,
Yeah, think
I-
of how many
just-
other hands are
right.
touching that.
but I gotta wear a mask.
Yeah.
Even though I
Right.
just opened the door with my hand.
Yeah.
So
And-
it's like they're making up rules almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mask just prevents you from spreading it if you
Yeah.
had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it just keeps
Well,
it
but-
keeps your
And at the same time, you're
Stuff in.
breathing in your own. It's hitting your face. Like I've seen a video. They were doing UV lights.
Yeah.
Like when you're breathing in the mask, like it gets contracted like here and like here, so it just sits on your face.
Well, you wear glasses, so you
Yeah.
probably have it happen all the time where you're talking and it fogs
Oh,
up your
bro,
glasses.
I was starting to wear my glasses like this, like, with the mask under it, because like I was tired of just like I couldn't see. Like, just
Yeah,
hard. I
man.
mean, I don't even need to wear glasses, really, but
I hope it doesn't shoot the summer. I hope that July everything starts to like go back to normal, and then by
Summer's wrap,
August it just
Yeah.
don't say that to me, man.
Summer's wrap.
Somebody said something to me so awful. They were like, 2020 is a throwaway year. I hate that idea, man.
bro,
Because
do you know how bad this year has been? Like,
I've enjoyed 12 days total.
yeah, like one of the days was January 1st.
Yeah.
Another day was, I can't even say St. Patty's Day because it was in quarantine. Like, I can't even think of many days.
Yeah.
I was out of the country. Those 9 days I was out of the country, pre-COVID,
Yeah.
was fine. The day I land back in this country, literally 2 minutes after I step off the airplane, ding, Kobe Bryant dead. I'm like,
Dude,
what? I was like, huh?
I was at an acting seminar when that happened, and I
Right.
had to go read a monologue to these agents.
Right,
And my friend texted me saying, he's like, dude, I just heard this. I was like, no way.
right.
And then they call me up, and then they're like, I did my monologue. And I was like, may I be excused for a minute? They're like, yeah, we don't need you for another hour or so. I was like, cool. Ran out to my car, confirmed and just lost it.
Right.
yeah,
Dude, that was like a
And that feels like
hero
it
for
was
me.
5 years ago now at this point.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, it's so
because so
weird.
much has happened.
So much.
Literally. But you know, that was a childhood hero for a lot of people. When
Yeah.
I was in Israel when I first heard the news. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah, we were both out the country when it happened.
yeah, and I was, because we were on a break from podcasting. And I remember reading it, and I thought it was funny, but only I thought it was funny because I was like, oh, man, death rumors fly around all the time.
Right.
I think it's hilarious that someone was like, he died in a helicopter crash. Like, how
Right.
random is that? Like,
Yeah, and that's what I was
didn't
like, no
believe it.
way.
Yeah, I was like,
no way.
I was
No,
like,
he
that's
didn't.
totally made up. Like, and then I was like, wait a second, that scenario is real? Like, he actually
Yeah.
did die? And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I was completely blown away. Because I
Yeah.
thought for sure it was made up, just by the way the story
And,
was.
and,
Yeah.
then, and then they were like, his daughter. I was like, no, like daughter. I was like, Gigi. No. I was
Oh,
like,
dude, it's
stop.
heartbreaking.
And then they were like, they thought his whole family was on there. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah, there was that time where they didn't know like who was and who wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like him, his daughter, her teammates, their parents. I'm like, I was just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like that shit sucked. And
She's,
then
she sued the helicopter company. You know that?
did she?
Yeah.
I think all the families are because, apparently it wasn't safe to fly that day. But
It wasn't.
Super
But the
foggy in LA. They
Yeah.
said
The company was
really
like,
foggy.
no, we can handle it. Something like that. I don't know all the information. I don't want to like really speak on something I don't really know. But it's like it was like sketchy.
Yeah.
It was like something sketchy where they were like, "Oh, we can handle it," type thing.
You said, Brian. I mean, I think I heard a lot of reports that day from people who are talking about how, people from Los Angeles are reacting to that, and they said that it was really foggy that day. It just makes you think, like, if someone's like, "We'll be fine, we'll be okay," you
Bro,
gotta be like,
think of the city of LA. That was their like, literally like that's their Captain America.
Yeah,
like he was Captain America for
LA
the
Lakers
city of
start
LA.
to finish.
Yeah, like, and even for like Philly, even though like he wasn't really, like he was born and raised in Philly.
Yeah.
But like, we were affected too because that's like one of
Yeah,
ours.
he was
you know what I mean?
he was an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
I remember 2001 the Lakers played the Sixers in the finals.
Yep.
And I just watched Kobe just take a dagger to all of our backs. And like watch me get another championship.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's the equivalent of like a fictional character that you love dying. Like, I know it sounds like weird and dismissive, but it's like a character that you grew up with, like dying. Like that's what it's like,
It's weird.
Yeah, it was really, really odd.
And then COVID happened. I feel like something else happened. But so much has happened in this year, man. It just doesn't even make sense anymore.
I mean, don't forget Australia was on fire.
Dude, that's the thing.
That was this year?
That
2020?
That was 2019 into 2020. Like
Right, so
they got control of that in like January.
Oh my god.
and then the world's like, okay, now we have like we're gonna take a step in the other direction. We're gonna be positive, and then Kobe, and then it's like, we're not fully over that, and then COVID, and then murder hornets, and then
has anything good happened?
Bro, the murder hornets, they saw like COVID. They're like, yo, we'll come back 2021. We're out.
But there's that tweet going around now that said, "What happened to the murder hornets?"
There's
and
a
it's
huge
like plot hole. Yeah, it said plot hole. I love that.
I saw a meme. It was a picture of aliens. It's like, oh, guess we're up next.
Yeah, I guess we're up next.
And I saw another tweet. Someone was like, "Hey, man, I'm just gonna say this season of 2020 is the worst I've seen on TV in a minute. Like, this season sucks. Like,
no, that's another great.
The writers
one, man.
had nothing to write about.
Yeah. I've been seeing that, but like, honestly, has anything good happened? Like, has anything good happened? Because sometimes I feel like you get into the mindset where it's like so much bad is happening that you only focus on that. But like, has there been any like really great good headlines? I don't even know. I don't watch the news like that.
No, not in the news, but I mean, like,
no.
I mean, definitely in like personal life. Like, I've gotten a lot closer with my family, like, because we're spending so much time together. Even though now I want to rip their heads off sometimes.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to touch on this episode, man. Like, what this has forced me to do is really enjoy spending time with my family.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm here every weekend now, which wasn't always the case. I mean, I'd come Sunday for the podcast, but it's just cool, man, hanging out with your family. And it's weird, that feeling that you get being quarantined because you can't do anything you want to do. But it is kind of cool being locked in with the people you love, right? It's just like, what are we gonna do today?
But I think the weirdest thing was COVID. COVID was like hitting a reality for some people, because I know some people who lost like parents like the COVID and stuff, and it was like a lot of people who were like died from it and stuff. It wasn't their time to go.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, it was out of the blue. Next, you see that they're violently sick, and you're like, well, what the hell happened? Like,
and then they go on the ventilator, and then they end up like brain dead almost,
bro. And you're
makes
just like
makes them worse,
just
in a
like that.
way. Yeah.
After not even a week, some people a week. Like, my roommate and I think we might have had it when we came back from Netherlands, and I was reading reports. Some people had it and they were suffering for like 2 to 3 days and tested that they had it. Others was like a week and a half.
Yeah.
So my roommate Jesse, he was bad for like a good week, and then randomly the next week, middle of the week, cold sweats. I was coughing, sneezing. I was in bed. Everything hurt, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" I tried going to sleep, and I felt like I was going to sick. I was literally about to call my mom and be like, "Hey, I need you to like pick me up. My body feels like it's shutting down." Like, next day, same thing. I'm beat up, and I'm like, "Dude, I can't. I don't know what's going on." Third day, gone. It was just gone, and I was like, "Did I eat something? I didn't eat." I was like, I don't know what it was. It was the weirdest thing. And then I just had like a cough randomly, but it was like so weird.
The fact that this happened in the spring, though, is like it could have been allergies,
season,
right? It could have been you got a cold. It could have been you had the corona, like
or the flu, because it was on the tail end of flu season.
Exactly,
and that's back in February. Like I was mid-February was like a busy time at Fieldhouse where I work, and like we had like big events every weekend, and so I had the last Saturday, my team. And I was like a couple days before I started feeling a little sick, just doing like stuff around the office. Went to drink a Dayquil, wasn't really feeling that much better. And then the Saturday I had my big shift, like my event. We had like a pajama party and like we had a band there. It was awesome. I was like dying. Like I looked pale. I looked like I lost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And then the next like 3 days, I was just like 105 fever, 104 around there. Just like felt like I was on my deathbed. And like you said, and then like 2 days later, I was like, okay, cool. What are we doing today?
Right.
Let's go for a run.
It was the weirdest thing.
I missed a couple days.
Yeah, man. I was like you said, I was just in pain. I was just like, dude, I don't know what this is. Like, it didn't feel like the flu.
Yeah.
It felt different.
I didn't think it was. I didn't have any like chest pain, but I was like, like I was wearing like
and the
hoodies.
stuffy head.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have that like head cold. Like it didn't feel like that.
I was like laying in my room. I had like sweatpants on, a hoodie, and like our parka that we got from Gwynedd, and I'm still like shivering. I like throw my weighted blanket on me. I'm like, just leave me here until I die. Throw me in the garbage afterwards.
No, man, it's the craziest feeling that you can experience while being sick is being cold and sweating at the same time.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
It's such a phenomenon, bro.
It is
because you're hot, but you're cold. Like it's the weirdest thing. You know what I mean? Like you're sweating and your body's literally like burning itself out, but the whole room is like ice.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I need something on my skin. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Dude, another thing this has forced me to do is be outside a lot. So, like, I run now down Boathouse Row in Philly.
Beautiful run.
Dude, exactly. And there's so many people out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't know. It reminds me of probably like a time long forgotten, before like phones and anything. Like people are out there reading books. I see people just taking naps, like running. It's beautiful, man.
I started running too, but then I quit because like it sucks running in Ben Salem, man. Everything's just like hill.
That's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm over this. Like
I like running the Schuylkill Banks to the art museum. From my house, you go to
that's
like
a fun run.
It is.
That's a good.
I mean,
run.
there's a lot of like crazy people in the Schuylkill Banks
Right.
once you get around like Market Street. But I go to the art museum, then they have this like little loop in the parking lot. Do that twice and then back to my house was like 5 miles.
That's nice. That's a good run.
Yeah, it was a nice run.
How often did you do that?
Try to do it like once a week.
Okay.
I always do like I'll do like a 2 mile run, a 5 miler, a 2 miler. We'll try to stick to that. Some days I don't run, but other days I'm out like training for soccer, so it kind of in the end it balances out.
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna say, like, I don't know your build. I'm not sure if you would do like cardio every single day.
Depends on the I always try to like run or jog a mile, just to keep running. So I like doing cardio.
Yeah, I try and do like a mile a day.
Yeah.
I'm not even like in any direction with like my kind of bodybuilding thing. I just want to lose weight. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So I just started intermittent fasting. I drank a lot of water. Like, slept more. Just basic things to kind of help me.
Dude, those are absolutely critical. And then the biggest thing is just calories in and calories out.
Yeah, man, that's the crazy thing. Before I started counting it, it was last June actually where I started counting it. I was like 250 in I think it was October of 2019, and I was just like coming up on June, and in May I told myself like I gotta lose this weight.
Yeah.
So now I'm down to 209, and I'm trying to get down to 2. But it's really what it is, man. Like I understand why people have eating disorders now. Because once you realize that losing weight is just not eating, like if you have the willpower to do it, it's pretty easy. Like
bro. I think it's easy Monday through Friday because I'm also doing like a low cal diet. Like I'm only allotting myself like 1,500 a day, but like, man, like you hit that weekend and you're just like,
it's only if it's in front of you. Like I'm sure you tell that to your clients all the time. Like,
yeah,
if it's in front of you, you're gonna eat it.
Yeah, and I tell them too. I'm like, listen, like. When you're trying to lose weight, it's a process. It's a commitment.
It's long.
And you have to be able to like teeter off once in a while. Like I always say, like treat yourself. Like my one client, she goes hard 3 days a week, is killing it. And I told her, she's like I don't know what to eat. Like kind of want to go like over my friend's house and this and that. I'm like, go have fun.
Yeah.
Have a glass of wine. Have a cheesesteak if you want.
Yeah.
I don't like you
reward yourself.
Reward
give yourself a day.
Yeah.
That's why like I don't say like when I don't tell my clients like oh it's a cheat day. I like to say treat. It's just more positive.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
So do you think like a diet is destined to fail if all you do is just like go hard?
I think it's like if you have that in your mind, like oh I'm gonna do keto, I'm gonna do paleo, and like I've tried every fad diet there is. I've been keto, low carb, vegan, paleo, this and that. Honestly, for me, the best is just balancing macros, and then I'll carb cycle like 3 days, and then like where I'm normally eating like close to like 200 grams of carbs a day, I'll have 3 days where I'm at like 60.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you're not holding on as much water. You feel more deflated. You feel and look better. And then I'll have a bump day, so I have energy. And then I also do intermittent fasting sometimes.
Yeah. But all the diets you just named, they're not supposed to be like long-term life stuff. Like even veganism, you're supposed to be more balanced.
Yeah. And like I mean, I did like vegan.
Yeah, my girlfriend's been vegan for 5-6 years now.
That's insane.
The hardest thing, like I love like
I didn't know that.
I love the Beyond Burgers. They have like good vegan like chicken options.
Yep.
I just can't get on vegan cheese and vegan eggs.
Hold on,
It's
Beyond.
not the same,
It's
man.
not. It's
not the
awful.
same. No matter how much they say it tastes like it, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
What are we talking about?
Vegan.
Like
No,
vegan
no,
eggs
no,
cheese and
vegan.
vegan
Oh,
eggs.
vegan cheese. Okay.
and vegan eggs.
Daya,
Yeah.
it doesn't smell like it. It doesn't taste like it. The texture is a little off.
And if you're like making like eggs over easy and you go to put it like a slice of like vegan cheese on the eggs, it like doesn't melt.
Yeah. It's weird.
So weird.
It's so strange.
That's a little spooky. I don't think you should be eating something like that.
And so like
Yeah, if it's on a high heat and is not melting.
yeah.
That's
And like,
wild.
like today, so I think we're going to some vegan place. I forget where. And like that's like in a challenge in itself, finding a restaurant that like has numerous options. But
That's good stuff too.
yeah, but for me, like I don't really care, dude. You put food in front of me, I'm taking it down. I don't any type of food type, whatever it is, dude.
Yeah.
You say it's like try it out, it's already in my mouth. Like,
Yeah.
I'm already gonna try it. So, like I wouldn't prefer the vegan diet because I think there's a lot of stuff in there that's like it doesn't taste that great.
No.
Like no matter how much someone said, "Oh, this is pretty good," it's not.
It's not.
Like it's not.
Plus with animal protein you get all the essential amino acids you need.
And that's the part too.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff because some of
Gets
these
you jacked.
diets,
It
man.
does, man. It does.
Dude, some of these diets, if it's not done correctly, you can develop anemia.
Mhm.
You can develop other like iron deficiencies. Like
Yeah.
you got to like make sure you're getting stuff. And also me, like I don't take supplements, so if I can get my supplement like vitamins and stuff like from food,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it from food.
Yeah.
Like, whereas when you do certain types of these diets, you gotta take the B's, you gotta take different stuff like the omegas and stuff like that because you're not eating like anything with fat in it. So it's like it's strange.
I mean, it just depends on your body too.
Yeah.
That's like the big thing. And I was gonna ask you because this is like a big fad now. What do you think about the carnivore diet?
I don't know how it doesn't give like hypertension.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard great things. I've heard awful things. My verdict is, if you want to do carnivore diet, like I'll never tell anyone not to do something because people should learn
Yeah.
things. And like I'll tell my clients, I'll be like, look, if you want to do that, I'll help you do that. If that's what you're. And like I've been like helping my mom like with her dieting. She's keto.
Yeah.
So I told her when I was like, listen, when you're done all your keto stuff, I'll take over your macros and I'll balance them for you, and then we'll see some
Keto's
success.
the hardest one, right? Like
It's-
typically 'cause
keto-
it's like super low carb.
Yeah, keto's like the only one you can't really cheat on. Like you can cheat on like a carnivore diet or paleo,
Right.
And but like keto, you have to have like 80% of your or 75% of your macros are fats.
That's tough.
So,
That's expensive
but like
too.
my thing with carnivore diet is like if you want to do that, go ahead, just have fun. Like not ever pooping.
That's my thing.
Like you're getting no fiber.
Do you have to
Yeah.
take like some supplement? Like, how do these
It's gonna be
people do
wet
it?
poos.
Yeah, they recommend for like keto and carnivore to take like fiber supplements,
fiber supplement.
so you can
That's
get
what
it
Joe
all
Rogan
out.
said. He said that it was just water. He was just having water running in and out of him.
It's so
water
wild.
poo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thinking about doing the carnivore diet, like, doesn't that make you sick? Like, how would you be able to do that, man?
You know what's my favorite? Like, I don't really eat red meat like that, but there's nothing better to me when it comes to like eating meat. They get a nice chewy fat cap, bro. A fat cap that just reserves all the flavor.
Yeah.
Dude, my roommates hate fat on their like steak. I'm like, bring it
Really?
over, dude. Dude, I don't know, dude. I love it.
Man, you got the animal instincts intact. I'm not that at all.
You don't like the fat
No,
cap?
no, I'm not that way, man.
Yeah, I don't like the fat.
You don't like
either.
the fat either?
No.
What?
I feel like a teenage girl at Forever 21 when I'm shopping for steak, because it takes so long. I'm like, which is going to be the best? This this is too fat.
Really? I feel like I'm the same way, man. I'm Trader Joe's, so I don't go shop anywhere like that's, I guess, like high end for any meat or anything like that.
We,
But I'm looking at for like the least amount of fat too.
Yeah.
I think I told you this a couple months ago. We ordered Wagyu from Japan.
Oh, did you?
We had it sent to the house.
That's
It's
it.
$120 steak, one fillet. Dude,
Dude, Japanese Wagyu is no joke.
Bro, we took this thing up and it was beefy, right? Dude, and the marble on it was insane. Like, you just see it peeling. Dude, we sous vide it, so we water pressure cooked it, and then we seared it. Bro, we took that knife, and we don't have great knives like to cut stuff. Bro, that meat, dude, you touch it and it just like was like splitting, bro. Put in your mouth, butter.
What was
like,
the occasion? Like, what made you guys order that?
Dude, because
Just out of
so we
curiosity.
got the sous vide, right, and we were just testing different things to cook.
You're talking about the dehydration cooker thing.
So it's you vacuum seal meat.
Can you pull the mic just a little bit closer?
Yeah. So you vacuum seal meat, right?
You don't have to get up.
Nah, it's all good. That's fine. You vacuum seal the meat, and then you put it into this water tank, right? And then there's this like vacuum thing that attaches to it, and you set the temperature on it, so it will, at a high frequency, I guess, will heat up the water to a specific temperature. So like myself, Josh, and Devin, we love medium rare. Excuse me. I need pink in the steak.
Yeah,
right?
obviously.
So it will cook it for 5 hours at a perfect, consistent temperature, so that when you take it out, the outside will not be cooked and the inside is a perfect pink, right? And then you put it on a flat top or a stove or the grill. You sear it real quick, 20 seconds on high, one side, or 10 seconds, whatever. Flip it, get a little bit of the fat cap, served. Then you just eat it. And, like, it's just the perfect. We did salmon in it. We've done chicken. Chicken was, like, a little on the weird one. I don't know what it is about chicken. The chicken doesn't turn out great. We've done pork chops, turned out pristine. Like, dude, and it takes, like, it's like a crock pot. You know, a crock pot takes, like, 5 hours. 5 hours of putting the meat in this water. Yeah, dude. Dude, you guys have to, like, I'm going to have to buy one and just bring it over here, and just one day we'll just do, like, an episode just cooking with the sous vide or something.
That would be sick, honestly.
That would be.
I'd be down for that, because we talk about food a lot on this podcast. And
Dude, I love it. I like do my
own.
own like version of a cooking show sometimes on like
dude.
Snapchat.
Dude, I can.
That's cool.
I'll buy it and then bring it to your house, and we can just do cooking with peas.
Let's do it.
Easy peasy.
Is that information you sell too, like as a personal trainer, like food preparation? Is that like information that you sell?
I usually like with my clients, it's included.
Okay.
I'm not a dietitian, so
I
I
gotcha.
legally can't say like this is follow this meal plan, do this. I can just give recommendations as
What you've
I have
done.
100 hours of nutritional counseling with my
Right.
program, with my degree. So
That's cool.
I can give advice and recommendations, but I can't say this is what you should do.
Mm.
And I wouldn't want to be that way anyway. Like I want people to, like if you want to be keto, be keto. If you want to be paleo, be paleo. Just,
Yeah.
You know,
Which one's paleo? What's
paleo is it's similar to carnivore, but you can eat like potatoes, anything
So
that
you have,
grows
like,
in the
some
ground.
starch.
that?
Yeah.
So that's I
That's gonna
love
help.
potatoes, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a
dude.
potato snob, man.
A nice
I
twice,
need it.
a nice twice baked potato, a little bit of cheese. That's Christmas every year on my mom's side of the family.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
like roast beef.
Sour cream and cilantro or scallions in it.
I stay away from the sour cream scallions. I'm not a guy for that.
I feel you.
That's like Texas Roadhouse. You're thinking,
Dude, dude, you could just give me a raw potato, man. It don't.
He
even
hasn't been at
matter.
a
I'll eat
restaurant in
it.
3 months.
dude.
Yeah,
you're
I
telling
haven't.
me. Yeah,
I haven't.
It's killing me, man. But okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're allowed to talk about your clients, but is there like, do people come to you like with extreme weight loss problems? Like what's the biggest dude or woman that you've ever had to help? Like someone's like, yo, I need help losing weight. And like, where do you start from somebody that's like not experienced at all? Like, say
I
they're
would
just
start
huge.
very, very basic movements, especially if they're a little overweight, because then there's probably knee issues, ankle issues, hip issues,
Yep.
Yeah.
different, and that's what I would try to find. Like I wouldn't like my training methods are I would say very advanced. I've studied under this guy Rolk in California, who trains Hemsworth and Navy SEALs and a bunch of other Avengers. So I've been studying under him for like a little over a year now, and it's very like it's bear crawl based and very explosive movements. But I would never like until I see that they're ready to progress to like the very basic of those moves, which is just holding a crawl or something.
Yeah.
But I would always make sure like how their squat form is. If their knees are tracking out, that's good. If they're going in, I need attention to that. If they're squatting on their toes, I need to fix that. So they should be on their heels and their butt should be back, chest up.
Gotcha.
So I always try to just like the first like when I was working at gyms, the first like 3 sessions with me are very like I'm just dissecting all the moves, and then I make a program.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go up and be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Do a bear crawl for a minute, because then they're going to get hurt.
Right.
So I would just say, okay, let's see. We'll go tabletop, and let's see if you can just lift your knees off the ground. 3 seconds. and then relax.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like just taking it like baby steps.
Okay, I guess what I was getting at is just like you've never came across a client that like couldn't even bench, or like somebody that was like
No,
really.
People can usually do a lot of movements like that.
Yeah.
And I honestly stay away from benching and like weights and stuff at first. Because I've learned I was training for about 4 years for Ninja Warrior, and I've learned that training body weight is actually one of the most effective way to like. I mean, you want to lift weights too, but your body wants to naturally pull up, move the least amount of weight possible. So when you start doing a lot of calisthenics, your body's gonna adjust a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Now, also, moving weight is the best way to lose weight. So get your deadlifts, your squats. Honestly, those are the two things I usually only do for weight. I mean, I love push-ups, love pull-ups, but I do love deadlifting, and I try to instill that in my clients too. Like deadlifting, it's a high-risk workout. If you mess up, your form's a little off, but it's so good. Like from like the whole posterior chain, the back, glutes, hamstrings, all that, and it's just
it does everything at once, right?
Yeah, and when you're starting to like get heavy on your deadlifts, like I have a hex bar, so the grip's neutral, so it's a little bit safer because you're not like fully bending over in the front.
It's kind of like a squat. You start off as a squat and then lift up from the legs.
Exactly. It's a lower load squat basically.
It feels good too. Like that workout really makes you feel powerful.
Yeah. You PR
fire.
your deadlift. Like my one client now, like will PR like squats, and I think next up is deadlifts. So if you're watching this, get ready. So you just feel strong. You just pull that once and you just like let out a scream.
Yeah.
Very primal.
Yeah, man.
What freaks me out? I watched the video the other day. I'm not sure how deep you are into like YouTube fitness, like the YouTube fitness community, because there's a lot of crazy people on there. I was watching. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the Delray Misfits.
I have not.
Yeah, they're in Florida, and they like tape a bunch of their workouts and stuff. And I watched one dude on one of their videos. His name was Jay Masters. He blew out his leg as he was squatting. Like, it just straight up blew out.
Yeah.
Dude, watching that was so disturbing. Like, I've never seen a video of someone blowing their leg out, but, like, dude, it collapsed like a balloon. I can't get that image out of my mind. That's the only thing that I'm worried about, like, when I'm squatting. I'm like, dude, I hope my leg doesn't just, like, bow.
That's what freaks me out when people do the leg press machines. Like, especially if you see, cause, like, sometimes you go to a gym and you'll see someone who, like, knows the workout but not how to execute it properly.
Yeah.
Like, and there's this one guy at my gym that I was going to who, it looked a little too heavy for him, and he wasn't like fully contracting as you're supposed to, but he kept extending his legs. Like like when you go up, you're supposed to like kind of like you get there but not fully.
Yeah, you never want to lock out your joints.
He was locking his knees, and I'm like letting the weight bounce back, and I'm like, I don't want to be here if his legs peel back on him. Like,
There's actually I've seen
videos of that. It was like a girl. It was a popular one from like a decade ago or something like that.
Yeah, a few years ago there was one going around again. It was this dude on a leg press, and he like pressed all the way up, and then you see his knee just go bend the other way, the whole carriage just came crashing down.
Bro, I can't even imagine like the reconstruction like that needs.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say when that happens to you? Can you even speak? Like, dude, when I watch this guy get his leg blown out, he's just like, call 911. That's all he said. He's just like, call somebody.
Bro, when I tore my ACL, it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Like,
I heard it before I felt it, and then I'm on the ground and I'm like, you go through that like that mental shock of like your body does like a quick self eval, and I'm just like, all right, that wasn't my ankle, that wasn't my hip, okay, it's my knee. And then I'm looking at my knee, and like I can see like nothing looked wrong, but something was wrong. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, and I went like this to bend, and it was like instant, and I was like, oh my god, because do you remember when B-Rod tore his ACL?
Yeah.
Like when he tore his, a guy that we played college with, he was able to walk off the field. Like he was like, he's fine. Like, he was in pain. Mine didn't fully tear. It partially tore, and I also partially tore my meniscus and the MCL, I guess.
Yeah.
So I partially tore 3 things instead of fully tearing. So the ligament is just hanging, and I'm like in shooting pain.
Yeah.
Like, and Kyle Ditchy, another teammate of ours, he had to carry me off the field, and dude, it was like the gnarliest thing ever. And I was like, dude, what is this pain? I was like, I've seen these injuries on TV from soccer games, football games.
Yeah, dude.
And then when it happens to you, it just put a whole new perspective. I was like, whoa, like, this is nuts.
Yeah, the knee injuries as an athlete were always like my biggest fear, especially like playing soccer and playing hockey, and even ninja. Like you can land wrong, and then pop.
Dude, little slight landing on your foot when you land, and the knee just goes.
Yeah.
What's the worst injury you've ever had? Like with all your.
I separated my shoulder in high school playing hockey. It was my first shift in a playoff game. This dude was at center ice. He was like fumbling around with the puck. As soon as he like collected himself, I just bulldozed him. And I hit him and I fell and his stick hit my shoulder in like such a weird way and I felt a pop. But you know, I'm on the ice. I have the adrenaline going, so like finish my shift, get off. It feels a little weird. I go back out. Like played the rest of the game. And was still hitting, was still active, and we lost horribly. We had like, I think half our bench left because they kept getting kicked out. And then I get home and I was like, yeah, I can't move my arm. And then my mom was like freaking out. And then the next day I got an X-ray and I had like a grade 3 separation. And I was supposed to rehab it for like a month and I didn't. And then when I was becoming a personal trainer, I separated again. Playing hockey, but this was a roller league, so there's no checking, but they still like kind of let you hit a little bit.
Right.
But it was like another weird like shoulder someone into the boards and it just like popped. Just separated again. And then I rehabbed it for real. And then I think the only other injury I have is I almost tore my patellar tendon
mine.
after Ninja Warrior.
No, not patellar. PCL, sorry.
So when you say after Ninja Warrior, like what happened with that?
I made it to Philly finals. I was like 16 or 17 to qualify for Vegas, so I didn't make it.
Whoa, okay, hold on, back all the way. You didn't tell me that he was like on the show.
He's done a lot of stuff. I kind of forget some of them.
All right, yeah. So we've been jumping all over.
He's done so much.
So like, what happened? You saw on TV the show and you wanted to be on? Is
yeah,
that simple?
Me and my buddy were watching it one day, and I was like, and we were sitting there talking.
I remember
like,
watching some of your runs too.
Yeah. I would always like post like training and stuff. But then I was like, dude, I wonder if there's a gym nearby we can try this. And we looked it up and there was one in Horsham. So we started going. We were training there for like he's still training there. I kind of walked away from the sport. Just I got on. I was happy, achieved my goal.
So there's a specific obstacle course gym that you can go to?
They have like ninja gyms popping up now. Like back when it was brand new, they had like pull-up bars.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on in 2018. Was the last time I was on the show.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yeah, it was so long ago. It feels like. But back in the day, like when Ninja first came up, all they had was like a pull-up bar, and they were just doing like a lot of like the most successful ones are like gymnasts, climbers, and free runners.
Yeah.
So they still had like a lot of like the guy who runs the gym that we would always go to. He was a collegiate gymnast.
Okay.
And then we all like rock climb too, and there's rock gyms popping up everywhere now. There's ninja gyms popping up everywhere.
Do you still rock climb?
I was, and then
because you were, dude, watching your videos like I wanted to start rock climbing, and then I watched that movie I think it was called Free Solo, and I was like, never mind. I'm good.
I haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to because I know I'll like
it'll ruin it for you.
It'll either ruin it for me. Or I'll be like, I got to do that.
Oh.
Dude,
see, that wouldn't have that effect on me,
bro. Yeah, because watching his videos of rock climbing, because dude, you were filthy. Like, and I was like, dude, that's so
thanks,
cool.
Man.
Because I remember reaching out, I was like, dude, where do you rock climb at? Because I want to like try it. Because you were doing the inverted like walls and stuff like that. And then Free Solo came out, and I was like,
nope.
All right, I need to reel this back because I'm gonna get hurt, and I want to do what he does. But he's doing almost like a simulated version of what he's doing. I'm out.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it's fun. Honestly, my favorite part about rock climbing is like if you have like a 15 to 20 foot wall.
Yeah.
You know, you get to the top and then just jump off because they have like big thick pads to land on.
Yeah.
So every time you've probably seen all my videos, I always do a superhero landing.
Yeah.
Oh, like Iron Man or something like that, the fist on the ground.
And it's cool. Fun. And like I would take people climbing and they're like get to the top and they're like freaking out. I'm like, just let go. Like just jump. They're like, I don't want to jump from 15 feet in the air. I was like, it's not even that far.
Right.
That's That should be like your client mindset thing, where it's like you have to learn to let go. Like,
Yeah.
all of them have to jump off.
It's the Jedi way.
Exactly.
No attachment.
So, back to Warrior. Did you have to audition like after you did all that training? Like, how did you?
So I sent in a submission video, but I walked on in Philly. So the walk on, it used to be, you show up on walk on day. There was also like an unofficial walk on line. That's like the one they really stuck to. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm not in the sport anymore. So they have since changed it.
Yeah.
Where like, so it was me and 3 of my teammates, and we started the line. So I think I was number 5, or I was number 4, and then I missed a check-in because I was working. Got bumped to 5, and then they take our list. So they take our 30 people, and it grows like every day. Like we had like 5 people for 2 days, then it was like 6, and then we had like 10, and we got to 30, and then like walk-on day came. And it's always like a mess because like the producers, like they honor our list, and then all these other people that show up that day that like, you know, they don't know the process, so nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But so they take our list, and then I was number 5 to go, and they cut the walk-on line off after me because of weather.
Wow.
Yeah, it was because it was the weekend I graduated from Gwynedd. So I filmed on Friday.
This is 2017, right?
18.
Yeah.
So we filmed on Friday, and I was in the top 30. So they're like, you have to stay in the winner's circle unless you get bumped out.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, cool. I think I was like 27, 28 around there. And then I go up to the producers. I'm like, hey, I know I'm supposed to stay, but it was like 3 a.m. at this point. I was like, I have graduation in like 6 hours.
Wow.
For college. And they're like, oh, congratulations. I was like, thank you. Like, would you mind if I left early, and if anything happens, just shoot me a text if I get knocked out.
Yeah.
They're like, well, unfortunately, it's not how it goes. And I was like, okay, what? So like 5 a.m. rolls around. I'm just getting home. They shut down production. They were going to resume it the next day. So I show up, and they didn't even finish the Philly line. They sent them to Minneapolis to compete.
Okay.
Because we had to do finals.
Yeah.
So I get home at like 5 a.m., slept till about 7:30. My mom woke me up. She's like, all right, time to go graduate. And I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Try to sleep in the car. Went graduation, went to lunch. Slept like an hour on the way back home. And then immediately got a call like, hey, we need you down on set because we're going to try to start filming sooner rather than later.
Whoa.
And it was like 4 p.m, and they don't start filming till 10 p.m.
Yeah. Well, that's typical for
Yeah.
TV. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I was going to sleep, but I guess never mind. Right. So night 2, I was on, I think, ballpark 3 hours of sleep trying to run a finals course.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
I fell on the same obstacle, but got a little further on it. Just it wasn't like I was tired. It was just stupid mistakes.
Did you take like rain energy? Like, did you do anything to?
I think I chugged a bang. I'm pretty sure I was like pretty sure I went to graduation drinking a bang, and then when I was on set, like probably an hour before my run, I just was like taking down another one.
Yeah.
My buddy was like, your heart's probably going to stop. And I was like, I kind of hope so at this point, honestly.
That'd be doing me a favor.
Dude, that's an insane graduation story.
Yeah. It was, and then I got home. We went out to eat after production was done on Saturday. So it was like I didn't get home till 7 a.m. I went right up to the little mini bar at my parents' old house. Took 2 shots of whiskey, and I slept for probably like 12 hours.
Nice.
Dang.
Nice.
Dude, that makes me feel great. Just hearing that is so satisfying. That's awesome. So then after that, you just did more stuff. And
yeah, I went to Vegas for national finals, and then I didn't compete. I was testing, but I also was like injured at that time. Like I got injured training.
Yeah.
So
how hard was that?
The training?
Like while injured, like because that's like Ninja Warrior stuff is like so taxing on the body. It seems.
Yeah, and I mean, you know me, like I always had that kind of like Vegeta mindset. So I was like, oh, it's nothing, and I'm just like powering through, making it worse. My doctor's like, you're not gonna have a leg if you keep this up, and I was like, don't talk to me like that.
Oh man. And
then, after it was all said and done, I went to PT, and they're like, you did damage. Mm-hmm. So I was doing rehab for like 2 months, doing Graston therapy, which is like scraping.
Love that.
And it was like the
painful,
first,
but it feels so
the
good.
first,
after.
Hold on, I don't know what that is.
So they get this metal thing, looks like a thick butter knife, and they just scrape.
Right on the muscle.
Yeah, right on. They hit the
Deep tissue,
shins.
bro.
Yeah.
What is
it's-
that? What is that supposed to accomplish?
So it's supposed to break up like lactic
Yeah,
acids
it
and
breaks
also
up
like tears. and
It
stuff
breaks
like
up
that.
internal scar tissue and like helps like kind of move blood around.
Yeah, I've had that done for my my quad because my quad was really weak when I
Yeah.
tore my knee. So they did that for my shin and also that. Very painful when it happens, but
Yeah.
it's like a good pain.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like getting a tattoo. It hurts so good.
Yeah, like I kind of like it. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like weird. It's
Yeah.
like weird to say like because a lot of people like hate it because like it hurts.
Yeah, and ever since then, I've been so like, I've been much more conscientious on like recovery.
Yep.
And like even after my workouts, like I'll do like probably tonight when I get back to the beach, I'll probably do like an hour of like just restorative yoga and
Nice.
focus. Like I usually focus on hips,
Yep.
ankles.
Hips are so important.
Hips
bro.
are so important.
So
Since I've been doing that, I've noticed like I'm jumping a little higher, I'm running
Yep.
more explosive.
Even
the
for your
hips,
kicks.
yeah,
Your kicks to get a little more pop on it because
Yeah.
your hips like more stable.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm out there like CR7 right now.
Yeah, I've been watching your videos. They're great. I love them.
That's awesome. So, he says videos on your Instagram, like
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I usually post like on stories, and then
Oh, okay.
if I really like it, I'll like just make a post,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then
So I gotta look at the stories for these.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick, man. Yeah, I feel like there's no one that I know that's not doing some form of yoga right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. That,
Dude, it's so important, man. Like, even for the mind.
yeah,
Like, just
and that's
so important, dude.
that was the thing from COVID too. Like week 1, I didn't handle it well at all. I was on like a at least a 9-day bender.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we're on quarantine. Who cares? And then, and then I kind of like wrapped it up real quick. And then I've just been focusing on like mindset and just being, trying to live like the Jedi code
Right. Right.
and just be like very calm and zen about everything.
Yeah,
and like
man.
yoga definitely helps with that.
I've been trying to live that way too. Floating was helping me do that for the longest time.
I've never like a deprivation tank.
Yeah, I feel like I talk about
he's
it
a
too
big
much.
he's a big fan of
Yeah,
those.
I talk about it too much, but it's just to abbreviate it so I don't dive into it. It's fun, man. It's something that like really helps you keep loose.
Yeah.
But, the fact that you got to pay for it every time. One day I'll build my own tank.
There you
But
go.
You've done it what, like 10 times?
I've done it maybe nowhere near 10,
Oh.
probably like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I really like. I'm a big fan of cryo.
yeah, dude, cryo's pretty cool.
Cryo's first time I did it, I was
You had the mitts on and everything?
yeah. I was so scared the first time I was doing it.
No, yeah, it could go horribly wrong.
Yeah, it gets like
Very
it gets
fast.
like
Yeah.
yeah. So I was doing it the one day, and the girl that was actually a friend of mine now. The girl that was doing it, she's like, so it's at the coldest it can go, but if you want, I can go colder. I was like, what? I was like, if it's already at the okay, whatever.
Right.
I don't care. And this is like the 5th or 6th time I've done it, so I'm like, very comfortable with it at this point.
Yeah.
And then it's cool because you have all the smoke coming out of the top, and you just kind of look like a demon.
Yeah.
It's like Captain America stepping out when he became all buff.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty cool.
The one thing I think about though is that remember it happened recently. There's an article on it somewhat recently. There's a woman who worked at the cryotherapy lab. She after hours like tried to have just kind of like a private session with herself. Fell asleep in there,
Wow.
froze to death.
Jesus.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
I would never.
One, how are you able to fall asleep? Like,
Well, you're not supposed to do it alone. That's
Yeah.
like the,
Yeah.
the rule of cryotherapy is that there has to be someone else attending to you. So she broke that rule and then fell asleep and then froze. Can you imagine coming in the next morning and finding your coworker just like froze to death?
ice.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude,
Ice.
there's a murder. There's some Jeffrey Epstein level stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Which, by the way, I've yet to watch that documentary.
I haven't
watched-
watched it yet either.
I
You
watched
haven't?
the first two
I have
episodes
not.
and it's heavy.
I
Is
heard
it good
I'd
though?
say.
Is it good though, from your
A
opinion?
lot of information.
Okay.
It's a lot.
I actually
There's a
heard during
lot
the
going on.
documentary they were getting shot at because it was even before like he was in jail, and the people on
Jeez.
the island were like the guards and stuff. Apparently, that's what my sister was telling me. We just
What?
actually finished watching the show Space Force.
Is it good?
Dude, it was so funny because Ben Schwartz is in it, and he's basically John Ralphio from Parks and Rec.
Right.
So if you're and it's the same writer, so if you're a Parks and Rec fan, I feel like you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show's definitely been meeting some mixed reviews, but
Yeah.
I do like Ben Schwartz.
Yeah,
That would
he's
probably be
so
the saving
funny.
grace for me. Yeah.
He's the reason. Him and I forget the guy's name. John Malkovich. They're hilarious in it.
Malkovich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they-
Bro, he's funny because like he's not it's like John Malkovich is so funny because like all his characters are characters not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
but that makes him funny.
Right.
Like, if that makes sense.
Well, I feel like that's the Office style of humor, where
Yeah.
it's like there's somebody that's actually trying to be a normal functioning person,
Yeah.
and everything they do is hilarious.
was Steve Carell a comic? Did he do stand up?
No, I think he was just a comedic
Just
actor.
Yeah.
actor.
Kind of
Okay.
like how Will Ferrell is, just somebody who's funny through character.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot good on Netflix now. So I mean, that's the quarantine recipe. Got to work out, watch Netflix, and then watch what you eat.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do all three, and I think I did an all right job.
I was trying to master a handstand for a while at the start of quarantine.
Yeah.
But then I just kept eating, and that's where then it got to a point where I was like, dude, I'm getting fluffy.
And
I was like, it's time to lose it. Like, it's time to cut back.
That's
man.
something I want to see. It's just a list of all the side projects people have started. Like randomly, you just want to learn that. You know?
Bro, it was getting there, but then I was like, dude, delivery, like get it to the house.
Yeah.
And then I lost it.
No, handstand's hard to do. Vertical push-ups are crazy. All right, can you do those? I don't. Or
Like a handstand push-up?
no, just like vertical push-ups where like you have both of your hands in. Is that what it's called? A handstand push-up?
I used to be able to do them. I can do it with my feet on the wall.
Yeah.
Now, but like when I was, in the ninja gym for like 8 hours a day, I was getting there.
Dude, when
It felt like a UFC fighter camp, because like you'd go train early and then you'd leave, and like, we were all really close with the owner, so we would and I worked there for a little bit too, so whenever he was there we could just kind of go and train. We didn't have classes, and so we'd go train, we'd get hungry, go eat, come back, train,
Right.
go home, eat. So I was like, when I was like at the height of ninja and we were like climbing and like doing ninja training like 3 times a day, like I was eating ballpark 3,000 to 4,000 calories easy.
But like, what were you eating specifically?
Just I was eating a lot of carbs for refuel, lean meats, but occasionally like I'd be like, hey, I don't feel like going home and cooking. Do you want to just go to Wawa?
Yeah.
Right.
And then we'd get like a couple Sandos, and
Can't go wrong.
yeah.
It's so good.
That sounds like a good life.
Yeah. And then I was like one of the only few that was still like, we would get done training and I'm like, hey, let's go to the bar. And then
What?
like it was me and another guy, and who's just an absolute freak of nature. He would like he showed up to training in like jeans, and he just had like, I think he said he ate roughly $25 of Taco Bell, and we made it like a crazy hard course, and we were like barely like struggling to get through. He did it no problem.
Yeah, it's weird. I've met people like that. Man.
Yeah,
Where, like,
hate 'em.
No
Love
matter,
'em, but I hate 'em.
Yeah, no matter how much they drink, like they're fine. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they never wear the right clothes. The dude I was talking about, that I saw do vertical push-ups for the first time. He was a friend of mine when I was a kid. He used to read books while he was doing vertical push-ups. I was like, this dude's a freak. Like he used to have the book in between his hands and he would be reading it. I'd be like, what the heck?
Wild.
So his power level is over 9,000. So you're saying.
Easy.
Just makes me feel small. You know, when you're hanging out with somebody like that, it's like everything you do just feels so
man.
small. Yeah,
That's nuts.
That's cool though, man. I did you like the show? Like,
I loved getting to know a lot of the people that I like trained with and met throughout. Like I've friends that live in California that I still talk to.
that's sick, man.
One of my really good friends, Naj Richardson, the Flying Phoenix. Like I talk to him regularly, and like there's really like a family
I got you.
that we like built. Like I still keep in contact with everybody, even though
Yeah.
I'm not really involved. But I always figured, maybe in like a year or two I'll go back,
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
think about making a nice little comeback.
Dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be just like burst on the scene again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also been loving watching your like soccer progress
Oh, thanks,
on
man.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we only played maybe 2 years together, but I was riddled with injuries, which sucked. Like, I just felt myself go like injury after injury at Gwynedd with those turfs.
Yeah. When
And
I
seeing
started,
how you are now is I'm just
yeah,
like, dude,
appreciate it, 'cause
fuck yeah,
when I started at Gwynedd, I hadn't played soccer since I was in 8th grade.
right,
And I started when I was like 23 at
Right.
Gwynedd.
Huh.
So it was just like when I talked to our coach, I said I had an interest. I was like, I haven't played in a long time, but I still
Right.
play in like leagues and rec games and stuff, and I'm still active. I still have like
Right.
that foundation. So he called me. I think it was New Year's Day. He called me and said, "Hey, we'd love to welcome you to a spring tryout. I'll give you more information when we get closer." I was like, "Awesome."
right,
So that day, like from then, I was just like going to like all these different fields and stuff, and like working on dribbling and stuff, watching videos, and I get like obsessive sometimes, like training. So like I was watching a lot of like Ronaldo, Messi, and like just different ways that they like dribble
Just
the ball,
learning,
working
yeah,
on their
just
touch.
learning.
Yeah, and I even still do that. Like I'm trying to be like a PK guy on my team. So I'm just watching like how all these different styles. And I think right now I have a little bit of Kyle Ditchy style, just that side panel.
Yeah.
But it's it's how you learn.
Yeah. I mean, that's what all the greats do. Like, I feel like anybody who's studying a great and trying to be a great, they get super obsessive and they're always watching footage, and it's all about details to them.
Yeah.
Like, they see things that normal people don't when they watch a game of soccer, if they watch a game of basketball specifically.
And one of my favorite things about him is, like, obviously there's always more talented people in the world than whatever, but his work ethic when it comes to things is almost like unmatched.
Thanks, man.
Like, you work hard, and like
Trying to.
again, like seeing like you at Gwynedd to seeing your videos of you fucking hitting top ched consistently and like, just pinging crossbar or whatever, it's like, it's dope. And I'm like,
Appreciate
and like
it.
even like your confidence on the ball and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, bro, he's, I wish like that level was like back then, but at the same time.
I say that to Danny and Miles all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you were a student athlete, you knew the stuff that you know now? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Like if I had this skill set now.
That's like the classic argument with everything.
Yeah.
In
It
life,
is.
Though. It's like
It
you
is.
only
It's
learn
such
it
a
later
yeah,
on.
yeah.
But it like our Gwynedd soccer team, like I love everyone there. Like we had such a talented team.
Yeah.
But we just could not put it together.
We couldn't. It was
Like,
and
it
that
was tough.
It was like that my senior year too. But I mean, the one thing I loved about the team, and like it was every year too. But like, senior year when I was like, we had one sub, and I was playing the whole month of October on one leg,
Right.
and like no one from start to end, no one quit.
Right.
Like we could be down 3 goals in the 89th minute, and everyone's still like clawing to get one.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was a very gritty team.
Yeah.
And like I remember my I think it was my junior year or senior, I forget what year it was. We had that tear where we were like putting our little league on notice, and we had the playoff game.
Yeah.
And dude, I just remember the atmosphere that like, dude, we were just like, we couldn't be beaten.
No.
And then it was just a bad call in the game
Against
that
Cabrini.
took it to, it was no, it was against
Because we
can't remember the school.
beat Centenary, right?
That was the game. Remember
That
they beat us in the playoffs. We beat them
Was
in
it?
the season, but in
Oh,
the
that
playoffs,
was-
Danny scored the goal, and then they got some
That
BS
was one
call.
that Neil was trying to hit a cross and hit in the triangle,
Yes.
and like
then-
from like 40 yards out, and we were
Yeah.
like, you did not try to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And then there was just a BS call, and then we lost some momentum, and then they just had like a scrappy goal. But like, dude, it was fun, and I like, dude, the guys that we played with, just like bros for life.
Yeah.
I still talk to many of them.
Yeah, I hang out with Tim and Cole.
Yeah, I talk to Cole
Yeah, I
all the
talk to Cole
time.
regularly. Tim lives down the
B-Rod,
shore too.
Kyle, talk to Kyle every day. Talk
Yeah.
to Matt whenever I can. Neil sometimes.
Yeah, I talk
know
to
he's
Corn a
busy.
lot.
But like, it was just a fun time, man.
It was.
I just wish that turf.
I still
was,
talk to Coach all the time.
I talk to him sometimes.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him as much as I would like to, but like, I just wish that field was maintained better. Because dude, I remember, I think it was the year before you came. That field took 23 knee injuries. Like,
Wow.
From all sports.
Damn.
Like, and
What
it
do,
was
you, what do you mean took?
so the field. Me personally, I don't think the field, for being such a quality class complex, sports complex, the turf was, I thought, in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the start of the season, it was perfect. Like it was
Yeah.
a little soft. Everything was maintained well. But as the season went on, concrete. Like it was literally just concrete. And like the lax guys, they would always push the beads off because they were like, maintaining the field and stuff like that. But like, I tore my quad on that field. I tore my PCL on that field. You remember my concussion, dude? Even that has nothing to do with the field, but I got knocked out in
Practice. Yeah.
just random. Wombo was playing defense. I was charging him down. He goes to clear it. Dude sniped me on my scalp. I went limp. I didn't play for the rest of the season. I had that bad of a concussion.
Yeah.
Like, and it devastated, dude, my senior year.
I don't mean to laugh,
Like,
man.
no, because it's fine. But my senior year, dude, like, I'm just like, dude, and like, we were having a good run, and like, dude, I was playing like the best I was playing.
Yeah, you were
And then-
really unlucky with injuries.
Bro,
It
and
hurt
oh,
us.
man.
You've been
I-
like that historically.
I know, man, and it happens because
Like, even we used to tabletop when I was playing track with him.
Yeah.
And he used to be the rock, so we'd push him. We'd push people over him when he was on the
but
ground.
guy
all balled
got
up.
kicked right in the
But
face.
he would always
man.
get kicked in the head.
Yeah,
like
bro.
everybody else, they'd fall fine. He'd get
Yeah,
kicked like
kicked
right in the
noggin.
Yeah.
But even my senior year in soccer, like I had a phenomenal season. Tore a ligament in my ankle. I lose it, and then
Yeah.
like, and I'm not saying I'm a vital piece for anything, but I was just like, you know, a good. I think I was
Yeah,
a
you were
good
doing your
player.
thing, yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah,
doing
definitely.
my thing.
You had technical quality for
Yeah,
sure.
and dude, I just kept getting riddled with injuries at the worst time, the
No, man.
worst
Yeah.
time, bro. And yeah, that's just. I remember that concussion, man. Like it was yesterday. Like Kyle and I were just talking about the other day, dude.
Yeah.
I literally went like limp, got hit here, and I was just like on the ground, and I
Yeah.
couldn't pass the test after that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they give you that concussion test, kept failing it.
Yeah.
Kept failing and failing.
Dude, I mean, again, I'm not an athlete at all. Like, I'm nowhere near you guys. I've never played like sports ever.
Yeah.
But my brother, like, he got injured a lot.
Yeah,
playing
he's a football player.
but especially with college football. The reason I was
Yeah.
laughing is like, man, you guys go so hard with college sports.
I
Like,
know.
I've seen so many people get injured like playing in college.
Yeah.
It's just because you have so much weighing on you at that point,
Yeah.
right? Your whole life is like you're trying to pass your classes,
Yeah.
you're trying to get your stuff together, and at
Yeah.
the same time you're devoting all your life to practice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so hard.
My favorite moment I think I had, and I believe you were there. It was after I come back from concussion, we had the spring like tournament, and we are playing against Holy Family, and they're D2 higher, and I hit like the most beautiful free kick
I remember that.
from like close to 30 out,
Yeah.
and then I almost hit a second one in the same game. Oh man, and I was like, that's my stamp. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
So those
out. Like,
moments of glory that justify
yeah,
the
man,
pain.
'cause-
The
yeah, because
pain
like
and the
you
heartache.
said, like I've always had confidence in my technical ability, like with passes and shooting and stuff. It was just like the physicality. I never liked being touched. I never wanted to touch people and stuff like that.
That's what I was.
yeah.
I
And
would
that's what
love-
you loved.
Yeah.
He loved the physicality.
I
Where,
would-
so where I had the technical, he had the physical, and where now I would say you're getting closer to me, and I still don't have the physical because I don't like being touched.
He's like, now you're getting closer to me.
Yeah. No, and I mean that in the most like the most complimentary way. I don't mean that as a
Yeah.
backhand compliment. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, like seeing him like progress, I'm like, dude, I want that work ethic. You know what I mean? Like things
I
would be
gotcha.
different for me if I took care of my body different, and that's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hey, it's
I
never
see
too
him.
late to start, man.
Of course not. And like
Sign up for my program.
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, my favorite
No, I've
thing.
seen some of his things. I've seen some of his videos, and
Yeah.
I've done them in my room.
Well, a
Like
lot of
the I don't know what
the
it's called,
sitters,
but that
the sitters.
fucking hard as
Yeah.
hell, man.
What is that? What is that?
It's
like a minute
it's a
straight.
RFT move that Roll created where it's almost like a sit out in wrestling, but instead of like sitting out completely, you're still engaging the core and you kind of hover the leg. You bring like
I'll show
your knee
you.
to meet your
I'll
opposite hand.
Tell me from my
Ladies and gentlemen, Sheldon's getting up away from the microphone.
All right.
See like this?
No one's good.
Yeah, a little bit slower, and you want to drive the knee forward instead of to the side.
Bro, just watching that made me tired.
Yeah.
You popped your head.
But-
Yeah, so I saw some of your videos and like some of his lessons he was doing. I was like, I'm gonna do some of these, and I was like, what? And you were doing it for like I think like a minute straight, like 60
Yeah.
seconds on, 30 seconds off, or something like that.
So I'm like, yeah.
After
We usually
one,
do
I was
40,
like-
20, and I try to like.
I was like, fuck, this
Yeah.
is tough. And like you're doing like bear crawls in L.A. up
Yeah.
a street. Oh, this dude's a madman.
Dude, I bear crawled a mile in Philly, like in my old neighborhood. It was insane.
I remember
It was
that. I remember you
wild.
posted that.
I wore like gloves and all that. It took me like a little over an hour, but I remember at the end, like I got to like half a mile, and I was like, even this is like an accomplishment. Like part of me was saying that. I was like, no, like screw that. I'm gonna finish this thing, and like so like the mental aspect of it, like where you're starting to like kind of have that breakdown. You just keep like pushing through, and
First off, what season was it that you bear crawled a mile? Was it in the fall?
it
Was
was
summer?
it was spring, summer.
Okay,
it was the
it's
end
probably
of
a little warm out.
Yeah. So I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts. And then I got to 0.75 and I was like, I was dying. I'm zapped.
So
like
what was it that hurt? Was it like your hams? Was it the forearms?
shoulders definitely were the worst. Shoulders and quads, but like honestly the hardest part was like because you get to a point where you can just like your body's going to be like, okay, we're just going to keep going. But it's just the mental aspect. It's like you get to that breaking point.
And were you going at like a certain pace, or were you just like do this to?
I was just going, and then I like stop, take a breath, take a sip of water, get down, go again, and then so I finished it, and my buddy he filmed it for me, so I treated him to lunch afterwards. I actually had to go to Gwynedd later that
He
night.
bear crawls a mile and then pays the guy for lunch.
Yeah, he filmed
man.
it. He took like an hour and change out of his day, and I was like,
Yeah,
yo, if you
fair
can
enough.
film this for me, like I'll treat you.
Was
Yeah.
he like just walking or on a bike?
No, he was just walking with me, and it was like I was really happy he was there too, because he's a really funny guy, and it helped like kind of ease it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And like because we were like cracking jokes,
Yeah.
and it made it go seem a lot easier. And then and I actually had to go to school to present for my master's class, and I got there like an hour and a half early.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna sit in the parking lot. There was a restaurant nearby, so I went there. It's called the Green Turtle.
I know that place.
Yeah, I had it one double Jameson and ginger, and I was hammered. I was sitting there. I was like, I don't think I can present right now.
Right.
I was like, absolutely not. So I got some food, and then I started sobering up, and I had a single. And then like as I get to class, it really like hit me again. And I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have had that second drink.
And at this point, are like people loading in? Like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
is it
So
not
like
that
I'm
kind of thing?
in class now. Like I actually was like almost late, and I get in. I'm sitting down. Matty Saba was in the class.
Yeah.
I look back. I was like, dude, I'm hammered. He's like, how? I was like, don't ask. Don't ask. Just let's just accept it. And then I presented. I aced it somehow.
Yeah.
And then it was like, when you present, you can go. And I like aced it, and I was like, peace. So I just sat in the lobby, just drinking water for an hour.
How much do you miss our Gwynedd Ragers?
Dude, they were so much fun.
Like that like, even though Gwynedd wasn't like, he went to Temple, so Temple had some extravagant parties and stuff like that, but like the parties that we had, like
The
were
soccer parties
extravagant
were the
and
best.
stuff. Yeah, man.
Because I would
on
like
the
bring my
Dude
music
Ranch.
stuff. I would DJ it, and and then they would have like a lot of the kids on the basketball team would come in. They'd be like, "Oh, we want to let like our boy DJ." I was like, "I don't care. Go ahead."
Yeah, and
Plug-
he had the
plug
whole
in.
equipment, dude. It
Yeah.
was sick.
That's
It
cool.
was sick, man.
I guess what I want to ask you, Brian, is why do you push yourself to do extreme things? Like, I would never think of bear crawling for a mile. To me, that doesn't sound fun at all.
I guess like to be cliche a little bit, life begins outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I always like to find things that are hard that like people don't want to do, and I'm like, let's see if I can do that. Like, I just want to always test myself.
Right.
I guess like I always had that like kind of like Dragon Ball Z mindset where it's like how can I get better now?
Mm-hmm.
And always try, and like it used to be hard because I would always put like so much on myself, or like try and do something that like only like 4 other people have done.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm at a point like where I'm just kind of enjoying the ride and having fun, and it's like helping me become a better athlete.
That's cool.
So now I'm like I'm training hard for soccer, and I'm not going to be playing in La Liga or the Premier League, but
Right.
for me, Casa is my Premier League.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to,
And they treat it that way too, which
Yeah.
is also good.
Yeah.
They treat it.
I want to work
Really
hard.
well.
I want to light it up, and I just want to have a good time.
That's sick.
Do you know what position you want to play as?
I am back to outside mid,
Nice.
thankfully. At school, I was playing holding mid.
Okay.
So I was the first line of defense in the center of the field, which I mean I liked it too, because like from like playing hockey, like
a lot of running.
a lot of running, and I was like I would always like body people, and I love doing that. And one of my absolute favorite thing in sports is just talking shit. I love like I was like talking shit to like opposing teams' coaches, and like on the field, like I like just had like a Conor McGregor attitude and just like getting in people's heads.
Yeah. See that again? I can't relate.
Yeah, and for me, since we left college, I went back to my more comfortable position. So I'm back to playing like outside back.
Yeah.
And not a holding mid, but like the center mid in front.
Yeah.
So those are, and like center back. That was my bread and butter. But Coach Bob, when he was there, he wanted me as a
Bobby
wing,
D?
Yeah, Bobby D. He wanted me as a winger or a striker, and I'm like, bro, I've scored like maybe 4 goals my whole career.
Yeah.
Like I was an assist guy. I was just like a slide tackle. I love slide tackling.
Yeah.
That's not me. I tried it, didn't work out to the best, but it was still fun. It was just different.
And it's like at the end of the day, it's just so much fun being out there and playing, like especially like at school. Then like I think a reason a lot of college athletes put so much in, like so invested in collegiate sports, is because like it's set for 99% of college athletes, like there's nothing after that.
Yep,
Like
that's
they were
it.
not going to be pros. So it's just, and you have like this brotherhood with your team.
Yeah.
And even like they come back, like you guys will come back and train with us, and
Yeah.
I still go back and train. I'm probably going to go and help out in the summer, like
Right.
whoop them into shape, and
Right.
it's just like you develop a family kind of mentality
Yeah.
with it, and then you have people that you would literally like die for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because you poured so much into it. It's like
Yeah.
a part of yourself.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
still have that picture, I think, on Instagram. My senior year, everyone on team, we all took it. That's like one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
Like, period. Love that picture. Where is it?
Yeah, we had one of our teammates. His name was Miles. Watching, he was a center back. I think he would have been a better center mid, but watching him, and they never say like don't dribble out of the back. I watched him on numerous occasions, and he'll deny this tooth and nail every time I say it. He would take it from the center position and march up the field and dribble through everyone. Mm-hmm. Everyone. And it was just magical to watch. Yeah. And then he would
was such a scrawny guy.
Yeah. And then he would give the ball to Danny, and he would miss.
Oh, man.
If it wasn't on Danny's left foot, he was missing.
Danny, one of the most talented players. You're in the back, right up there towards the back.
Is this your
This
team?
is my senior year team picture.
But like what year?
2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the year I graduated. Yeah, man. That was just a...
Well, squad.
Yeah, that was just that's like one of my fondest memories.
Send this to me so I can edit this in.
I will. Yeah, that was a good time. Like and like you said, like our team, like we struggled.
May 6th.
Like that. I think that year we didn't do that well. Oh, we couldn't make playoffs and we lost the last game of the season. That's how we didn't get in.
Yeah, we
went
lost
up
to Summit.
Some university. Yeah. They were not doing well. We just had a win.
We needed a win, and they showed up, graced by God.
First time all season that they
starched us.
Bro, it was. What was the final? Was it 3-1?
3-1, 4-1, something like that. Absolutely battered us.
And it was, dude. It was like a shell shock.
But I will say, it was right before Halloween, and we had the Halloween party at the soccer house at the Dude Ranch.
Got lit.
That was
making me laugh.
Yeah, that was one of the best Gwynedd parties ever because we lost and we were just like drowning our sorrows, and the entire team was just.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that.
All of us who were leaving, we cried on the field, and I was still hurt, so I didn't even get to play because of my concussion. I wasn't allowed to play like medically, and I remember. But Bontempo, he said to me, he was like, we're gonna sub your brothers off the field. Why don't you meet him at the touchline and stuff like that. So Neil's walking over, me and him are fucking crying. Then Kyle was next. Kyle didn't cry, but I'm still crying. Then B-Rod's crying, and I'm like, Matt was crying.
I remember at the end of the game, like Marty kind of like was starting to lock it up, and I gave him a hug, and he just lost it.
Yeah, man.
I was about to also.
Dude, because for me, that was like,
dang.
Bro, I've played soccer for literally 20 plus years of my life. Like at that type of level.
Yeah,
right?
at that you can always play.
Now I'm playing in Casa again, and it's arguably the same level as like college, depending on your division that you're in, or even possibly a smidge higher.
Yeah, if you're in like the second or first division.
Right, second division kicked my ass. That's where I tore my ACL.
Yeah,
maybe second or third. I forget which one it was, but Renab.
Third division. I remember when I was playing. That was fun. That was like very similar to like days at school, and I was out there just chirping away and almost getting into fights.
Bro, so check this out. This is
just by looking at you, man, you don't seem like the type of guy that would instigate.
I'm a totally different person on the field.
Okay.
But dude, check this out. So this is one of the reasons that I almost felt out of love with the sport. So when I tore my ACL, I was in a dark spot. I was gaining weight. I couldn't do anything for like 7 months. I was doing physical therapy. It was hard. I felt myself slow. I didn't have speed again, right? So I worked my ass off. I came back to play COS again on B-Rod's team. Dude, like, played the 5th game into that season. A year from when I tore my ACL, we had a game at Father the Judge. Richie, my roommate freshman year, tore his ACL.
I remember that. I wasn't there. I think I was off the team by then, but I remember B-Rod told me about that.
That happened, and I was like, fuck, dude. Like, it was a year. It was literally almost a year to the day. And I was like, oh, dude, I don't know if I could play anymore. Like, it just freaked me out because I, like, saw, and then it just flashed me back, and I was like, yeah, I'd stop. Yeah. So I quit playing for, like, 2 years, and then came back last year or something like that, and I'm like,
that's why I put so much emphasis on recovery. Like, I have a hypervolt. I bring that with me every training session. So, like, I'll get done, I'll stretch, and I'll do, like, probably, like, I don't stretch as much as I should right away. But I'll always sit there for like 10, 20 minutes each leg and just hypervolt like the quads and the calves and the hammies.
I mean, I feel you. Listen, as they say, it's better to maintain than it is to regain. Like, you always have to be in that mindset where you should
always
just check in.
When it comes to your body, always be proactive instead of reactive.
And dude, just as you're getting older, man, you gotta realize, like, Again, no sports experience here, but we used to play like football. When we were coming back from college, we always were night like high school friends. We used to play football.
I think
and like
your friends
tackle
like
football.
a turkey game.
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving.
Bro,
We had
as
that
the years
tackle.
years
I took one
went
bad
on,
tackle. My back was sore for like 3 weeks, and I was like, dude, I can't play tackle football.
That's what
anymore.
I'm saying. As time went on, we were like, bro.
Yeah, we do turkey bowl. We do we call it the Bro Bowl. We do
Bro Bowl.
flag.
yeah, dude.
I was like saying, it would be so much fun to do tackle. And a lot of people were agreeing, and then I was like, wait, hold on, we're all almost 30. Like, let's just stick with flag, and then we'll just get hammered
I
afterwards.
remember the last game we played, someone got popped, and then all the time, dude, so many sprained ankles, like twisted, like everyone was sore. And it was just like, dude, this isn't fun. Like, our football game didn't even last that long. We were just like, dude, I'm hurting right now. We're like
There's
24
a
at the
kid
time.
who I'm not going to name on the podcast, but in one of the turkey bowls, I want to say circa 2013, it was almost immediate. He broke his nose. Like, he just immediately
I
broke his
remember who
nose.
that was.
And we were like, well,
That's the end of this one.
Yeah.
that's that.
That's that.
Yeah, man. You just got to be careful. But we're 14 minutes over time. Before I close, I want to ask, we've talked soccer, we've talked fitness, we've talked a little bit of Rona. What's next, man? Like, what are you trying to do with this whole fitness thing, and where do you see it going?
Well, lately I have had it's all coming full circle for me. I feel like I've been training hard my whole life for, it was college soccer and then it was Ninja Warrior, and then now I think in a few months I'll be going to board and then leaving for officer candidate school in the Army.
Dang.
And I feel like if you watch the last few episodes of the Clone Wars, like Darth Maul said to Ahsoka, every choice you've made has led you to this moment. And that resonated with me, because now I'm thinking I was going to join back when I was 18, and then I was I don't want to I'm not emotionally stable enough to handle. So I was still you get mad over easy things because you're 18,
Right.
and now I'm 27. I'm what, this is. I feel like everything I've been training for has led me to this now.
Yeah.
Are you excited? Nervous at
I'm
all?
very excited.
Nice.
I'm very excited. So I'll be officer school. I think is 10 weeks, and then I'm gonna try to go. I got to serve for a year, and then I think I can qualify for special forces training,
Nice, man.
and then see what happens from there.
So you're like a mission guy, man. You're trying
Yeah. I'm always trying to do something new, something crazy
to secure the objective, man. He's trying to
for the Republic.
Yeah.
Do you know where you'll
All
be
the Star Wars
stationed at?
references.
No, and I know it's a little more challenging as an officer because you don't have that much of a say. They put you where they need you. But if I do, I would either say Hawaii,
Right.
or
You
Fort
guys
Dix.
are all trying to go to Hawaii, man.
I love.
Love the big
I watched
island.
Wild Hawaii on Nat Geo the other day. This is amazing.
Well, you surf. I mean, so it's a little different. You'd have.
I
like a
just
breakdown.
started though, so I'm not gonna
okay,
go out and
okay,
surf Jaws in Maui. That's 64-foot
See,
waves.
see him on a 15-foot swell.
Dude, that'd be amazing. One day though.
One day, yeah. But I'll either do that Hawaii, or if I have another choice, Fort Dix or Virginia Beach. Stay close to
Nice.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Especially because I'm almost 30. It might be
Right.
start time to think about the next step in life and
Totally,
family
man.
and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But,
pretty chill.
Yeah, not rushing anything. Just whatever happens.
Nah, man. I mean,
That's where you take.
Trust in the Force.
yeah. There's so many Star Wars references.
So many,
You
dude.
just really love Star Wars.
I do, sure do.
That's cool.
I'm surprised you don't have any Star Wars tats yet.
I was just
I
about
think-
to say.
I
man,
think
you got a
I'm-
whole
that's
DC
next.
sleeve.
That's
I think
nice.
Star Wars is next.
What are you gonna get? You gonna get the Jedi symbol or something?
Either the Jedi or the Mandalorian symbol. Maybe both.
Ooh.
This is the way.
I like the Jango Fett symbol. Isn't it kind of it's like a skull kind
Yeah.
of?
Yeah.
Dude. I always thought that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It looks like a metal band logo. But yeah, man. So until then, you're gonna be doing more physical training stuff. People can hit you up for sessions and stuff?
Yeah. So I do weekly virtual workouts on Zoom. I put everything on my Instagram.
What's your Instagram, real quick?
At the Brian Pease, underscores between all the words.
Mm-hmm.
So the _Brian_Pease.
Pease.
Pease. And then usually it's donation based. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I just do it because it's fun. It's what I do.
And listen, we're you said it's Zoom, and we're still kind of technically locked down now. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
We're
know.
technically supposed to be quarantined.
Gyms aren't open, but even still,
I
Yeah.
think they're starting to do a soft open.
yeah.
Right now.
I think in New Jersey next week, gyms and pools, or I think pools and then gyms.
Okay.
The stay-at-home order I know in New Jersey has been lifted. I'm not 100% sure if it has been in Philly yet. but things are still closed. Like I went to get something at Dick's Sporting Goods the other day, and it was like curbside pickup.
Yeah, they just opened up IKEA, and it was madness.
Oh, I bet.
Madness.
How did you do that, dude?
Did you see the meme where someone put fake stickers, like path stickers, in IKEA and created a labyrinth with no exit? That is the greatest thing I've seen in a long time.
I wish there was like a big block of cheese at the end for the people. That would be great.
That's nuts. Where can I see that?
The meme?
Yeah.
I think I saved it on my camera rolls. I'll send it to you.
Show me that right after this.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But yeah, it's almost 3:00, so I don't want to alarm anybody. I know, Sheldon, you got stuff to do. But Brian, thank you for coming on. And for people who are listening, hit him up on Instagram and get your fitness information.
Yeah. Happy to help anyone. That's my New Year's res. Help anyone.
Yeah, man. And thank you for being patient with us. This is our first episode back, and
dude, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
No, man. It's an honor to have you on, dude, and you've done a lot of really cool stuff. We want to have you on again. Hopefully, we can do a food episode, like where we all like make a steak.
Do an Andrewcast. Like in a
we can
kitchen.
make it, like at your house or something, and then like eat it.
Brian can cover for it.
That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So this has been episode 82 with the all-knowing Sheldon Fogel.
Always.
Man, Brian. See you next time.
See you guys.
Peace.